Good morning, good evening, or good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Welcome back to another episode of Market Check brought to you by BB. Today I am joined by Hagrid, our CFO, Louis T, one of our top analysts here at BB, and of course, myself, Max, the CEO of Because Bitcoin. The title of today's show is When Will Bitcoin Break Out? Well, we might not have to discuss that. We might actually just be able to show you because it kind of looks like we're trying to do it live on the show today. The Patriots appear to be back in control, guys. The Americans are on the buttons. Coinbase was bidding this morning. I don't know if they still are, but either way, the chart looks pretty dang good here. I'm not going to lie to you guys, and it's been a long time coming. You can tell there's a local shift that has occurred here. I'm not talking about a structural shift, which it has happened. What I'm talking about is how the chart is trading. For those that sit and stare at this thing all day long, like we do here at BB, oh my gosh, who just joined the stream? Tucker, are you seeing this?
Oh,
Who is it?
destroyer.
Gosh.
Oh no.
Oh my goodness. Well, anyways,
Oh,
anyways, what I was saying is you can tell that the very local price action is different. They sell it off and it gets bid right back up. They sell it off, it gets bid right back up. It feels different than it has the past few months. There hasn't been much follow through the downside, at least yet. So the big question is, are we going to break higher this week or weekend, or is it maybe a next week thing, or is it over? Is it over? It's not over. It's not over. But enough waffling for me. I don't need to explain it because Tucker's going to show you what's going to happen here. So, anyways, guys, what's going on? How we doing? Happy Friday. Hope everybody's doing well. What's up?
oh man. Oh man, guys. Quite the morning we're having. Yeah, I did see that the open interest boys were telling me that Coinbase is indeed on the buttons, on the spot buttons, which is apparently has caused every major breakout we've had over the last couple years in Bitcoin. So that is encouraging. Obviously, you got the trend line. You got your last little level to break. Blah blah blah. But I'm bullish, man. I'm bullish. I don't think this is a top. I don't. I think we're incredibly bullish into the end of October, as we usually are. So, yeah, guys, it just appears to be time. It appears to be time, right? You're not putting in the same kind of price action that we did at all these other tops, right? You're getting body closes up here, like you got your higher low, higher high, right? That's pretty clear. That's pretty clear structure. And even if you do this, and then do that, that's a gigabid. That's a gigabid in my opinion. So I
Tucker,
think
do
we
you
look
think
good,
the
man.
OI boys are in the same group as the Golden Pocket boys, or no? Do we
No, I would
discriminate against
say.
them in the same way, or no?
I mean, yeah, it depends. It depends because obviously, like here, I'll draw this one real quick, which is one we were watching. When you get above this, you are pretty good for teleportation up to 70 at least. So that should imply we have some more room. But yeah, like this candle, this thing right here, where we came back and retested and then popped and then we did it again, like I don't know, man. It does. It does feel different if you watch this stuff every single day. So, you know, key level, guys, for sure. But we are looking good going into it. Um, Also, ETH trying its hardest. You got to respect the effort, of course.
Let me tell you
But
something about this chart, Tucker.
hmm,
ETH is the ugly redheaded stepchild of crypto. It's fine.
and
It is what it is. I don't care. But this is different locally. This is what we were just talking about. That little swing fail attempt when it popped up to 2680 or whatever and shot back down. I'm telling you that a month ago that would have resulted in like new lows for ETH, or like running back to the range low.
It was
They
literally
wanted
this.
this.
Like, it would have been that.
Yeah, exactly. But we're not doing that now. You can tell the winds have shifted. And I did this yesterday on Market Check. I don't know if you caught the stream. I know you were in for part of it in the comment section. But in 2020 and 2023, which had very similar price action to where we're at right now, sort of visually, right? And I mean, structurally, the breakout occurred on October 22nd and 23rd in both those years, both those previous years. So third week of October, hence bullish the second half of October. They trap you below the October open, which you have drawn here, that black line, that one. They trap you, and then they squeeze you into the second half of October. It's a tale as old as time.
It really is. It really is. You said the 22nd and 23rd. What is that? Tuesday, Wednesday of next week.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, I mean, I just want to see ETH back above like 2750. Even these highs, right? Even like just above 2700. That's probably a rocket ship level for ETH, right in here. But it's gonna get dragged up, like we've been saying. It's gonna get dragged up by Bitcoin, even if the chart looks bad. Because I know if Tommy were on here, and he might be watching, if Tommy were on here, he'd be saying, we're still doing this. But as soon as you break that 2700 level, that is no longer valid. So
I agree with Tommy that it still looks bad, but where I think our opinions diverge a little bit. I'm in the same camp as you, Tucker, that it doesn't. All we're doing by trading any altcoin, whether it's Andy, whether it's ETH, whether it's Poopcoin 1, 2, 3, it doesn't matter. All you're doing is trading Bitcoin through a different vehicle. It doesn't matter how cooked the ETH chart looks because it will be saved by what Bitcoin does. That's it. It doesn't matter.
yeah, it will. And if you're bullish Bitcoin, you have to be bullish ETH. You just do. You just do. But because look, I mean, we were talking about this on the call. I mean, this chart is just down only, right? And people are like waiting on ETH BTC to reverse to bid altcoins. And it's like, I don't know if you guys have looked, but if you're in the right altcoins, they will send regardless of what this chart is doing.
And by the
So,
way, Tucker, this chart was down only last cycle as well,
yeah.
before the real fun began, right?
Yeah. And even if you start doing like, this kind of action on ETH BTC from here, because I mean, it does look similar, right? Like it does look like you just put in this move, right?
Yes, exactly. Which Tucker called, by the way. I was
A
a I
long
was a
time ago.
I was a denier, but Tucker called that move.
Yeah, but here's the thing, like I just said, it doesn't matter because our altcoins are still sending, guys. They're still sending. I mean, look at Andy. While ETH BTC is down only, Andy, Wolf are up only. Same with Pepe. Same with even Brett, still going up while ETH BTC down. So putting too
That's the thing
much.
about it's
Go
more
ahead.
about at this phase, it's more about US dollar valuations. Like if ETH can just move up a little bit in US dollar terms, it doesn't matter if it's underperforming Bitcoin right now. But I would say eventually Ray Lewis needs to come into the picture and just stuff this Bitcoin dominance chart running right up the middle.
Yeah, I think it's probably right at that 60 level, like right
Why
where
did you
that move
change it?
started.
Why'd you get rid of Ray? I don't understand. Did Ray
This
get
might
hurt?
be, I don't know. He might have gotten hurt. Hang on, let me see if it's like on this chart.
I liked
Let me
Ray
see
up
if
there. Made me
yeah.
feel comfortable knowing that Ray was there. Yeah.
I might have gotten rid of him. He's still
We
You
need
want
there.
to throw
to
maybe if
stuff.
Ray is hurt, we could throw in Brian Urlacher. You know.
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, that's you see, we got an alert on this line. It's right at 60%. So I just think people waiting for this thing to roll over for altcoins to bid an altcoin are gonna miss. They have missed the meat of the move on. I mean, maybe not even though, like not the meat of the move, but they've missed a good chunk of move on altcoins. But when you get this, I mean, can you even imagine what our altcoins are gonna do? It's gonna be unreal. But
Unreal.
others looking good. Others looking good. Let's look at others dominance real quick.
Others looking like it's
Yeah,
going to break out.
Yeah, we still just need to, hold that. But I could see you coming back even to the trend line if we're gonna get Bitcoin to break to like 80K. I think I see this thing come even do one of those. But it won't matter for USD prices. It literally won't matter. So
No. And I've been
yeah.
thinking about like the others dominance chart. One, I think that this plays. I think that the next move up will be a move above 15%, even if we do revisit that trend line. But I've also been thinking about how many more meme coins and new L1s, altcoins, just any shit coin has been added to this index over the past few years. So when we think about like others against Bitcoin or others dominance, there's just so many more dino coins that are weighing down these sort of like indexes than there were in the previous cycle. So I think that needs to be taken into consideration as well, where it's like you have DOT and ADA and these huge, like large cap dino chains that probably aren't going to do much, in my opinion, just weighing down this. Because like if we wanted to create like a new, like a 2024, 2025 cycle, altcoin index chart, we'd put like Say, Tau, Caspa, Pepe, like all the hot new names that are big in an index against Bitcoin. And that would paint a much different picture than looking at everything because there's so many more dino chains now than there were in the last cycle. I don't know if you guys ever think about
even if you like include some of the new ones, right? I mean, obviously Sui has gone very well, but like stuff like Say, Ondo, Tia, Cat, big IFTV coins, and they are weighing this thing down too, right?
Tucker,
Like,
you are lagging just
I
a
mean,
little
obviously they
bit,
went
brother.
up.
Tucker, you're
Oh,
lagging,
no.
bro. Are you VPNing right now? This smells like a VPN. He's completely frozen. Oh no.
Sounds like a
Are we
rugging.
back? Are we back?
I can hear you. Yeah, you look good now. Yeah, were you VPNing, Tucker? Is that the issue?
Yeah, it was.
Just smelled like a VPN, bro. Just
Are we back? Are we back? Is it
we're back in a big way.
all right, good. Yeah, we were VPNing last night, so
And you know what else we're doing, guys, or what we're failing to do is we're failing to show our support for market check right now. The likes are in shambles right now.
We're pumping
Absolute
it, guys.
shambles.
Come on.
what are we looking at?
I mean, I don't even want to say the number. It's embarrassing. It's
Is it
embarrassing.
futures worthy?
Not even. Worse. Give me the worst commodity that you have.
Rubber. It's got to be rubber.
Rubber.
Natural rubber.
Guys,
Complex inverse head and
if
shoulders.
you're watching on YouTube or you're watching on Twitter, do us a favor. Take one moment and just hit that like button. Drop a comment. If you're on Twitter, hit the retweet button. Support the show. That's all we ask. That's it. That's all we need. We're here cooking. All we need is a little bit of likes. That's it. Could we chart cotton candy against like rubber or something? I'd love to see a pair. Cotton candy versus rubber.
Damn, you can only put it in 4x. Yeah, of course we can. Yeah, of course we can.
Yeah.
Rubber
So,
versus cotton candy.
Tucker, could you do some analysis? What are you seeing here on rubber futures versus cotton candy futures?
Let me just, oh my goodness.
So
Rubber
this
is down
actually is a
only.
retest of demand, it looks like. So maybe a good time to scale into some rubber. Sell your cotton candy for rubber.
Yeah, I'd maybe look to sell cotton candy and get some more tires potentially.
Tucker, are we
Yeah.
really talking about cotton candy at this crucial point in the market, brother? Is this
Oh,
really
there
what's
he
going
is.
on here? Is this
I
really what's
know
going
you were
on
just
here,
trying to
man?
get that. You were trying to
After
get that PFP for the last
after
20 minutes.
after we set our last higher low, man, and now we're back, new highs, and we're not even dumping in the American session, which, by the way, almost every single time the American U.S. stock market is opened, prices tend to slump. That hasn't really been the case lately, now has it?
Lavi,
So
I have an unrelated question, and then I want to
tell
get
me,
serious.
tell
Have
me.
you gone to bed yet or no?
Have I gone to bed yet? Yes, I have. Yes, I
Because I
have.
never
I
know with
have.
you when you're up earlier than normal. I'm like, did he pull an all nighter or did he wake up early?
No, brother, no, brother. I did get some sleep, man. It's my grandma's birthday, and
Happy birthday to your grandma.
yeah, thank you, brother. Thank you, man. Thank you. We're gonna be celebrating later on this afternoon, man, and I'm excited to talk about markets with you guys. Honestly, I think as you guys were talking about, right, like around this time last year, others kind of looked like crap, and you see BTC kind of dragging down altcoins while it's pumping. And I mean, you guys have been around for more than one market cycle, right? We know that when BTC truly is about to have that all-time high break to the upside, altcoins do tend to suffer, right? But now it's just all a matter of not fumbling your bag. And I know, Max, you put out a tweet the other day talking about over rotating, right? And it's
Yeah.
good to catch a little play here, a little play there, right? But if you start over rotating your main core bags, that's where you end up with a portfolio that could have been significantly higher at the peak. And I did that same mistake last bull market, fumbling my Phantom bag and half of my Luna bag, trying to catch a bunch of like ohm forks, right? So, you know, over on our Discord, if you guys are active there, you'll see we have this channel called the Trenches, and we've hit some pretty nice plays there, but you have to be mindful of size because they could end up being landmines.
Don't
Indeed,
step on a man
Bobby.
line.
Louis, do you have a chart you want to show? Because I just don't even know what
Yeah,
to say here.
I'm looking at total
It
right
looks
now.
so good. You're looking at total? Let's pull it up.
Just casually flexing a weekly breakout. Looks a lot similar to Bitcoin right now. Slightly front running it, right? Just massive consolidation the past 6 months. But yeah, I mean, if last weekly candle closed a nice doji to the downside. And now we're pushing higher here, trying to break this weekly downtrend, consolidation downtrend. So we have it's Friday, so we have 2 more days. But if we close the week on Sunday with a break, with a meat stick on the weekly candle for total, I think that's gonna ignite a continued, continuation out of this consolidation that we've been patiently waiting for the past 6 months. And I think it looks great. Not forget your ETH BTC pair. Just look at total. It's like crypto market cap as a whole, right? It's breaking out, which I think is a lot more telling to altcoin price action as well. Just strictly looking at each BTC, yeah, alts wouldn't look good just looking at that chart by itself. But we have alts that are pumping. You know what I mean? Have been pumping. So looking at total, that tells a better picture, which is we've been in an uptrend for the past 3 or 4 weeks. Just making we made a higher low, beginning of October, and now we're pushing higher out of that. So I would love to see a weekly close and breakout for total market cap. And I think that'll start our ascent to back to your 3 trillion old all-time high for total. And then we obviously smash those highs and create new highs for this cycle.
I like it, Louis. We are indeed flexing that breakout you talked about.
Yeah.
Total's not one I look at often, honestly. I just look at Bitcoin and Total 3 if I'm trying to split the difference. But yeah, the total chart is interesting.
This is total, excluding Bitcoin and ETH. Kind of similar thing, right? Just months and months of consolidation, back testing demand, flipped our downtrend of lower highs, and now we're making higher lows. 1, 2, 3 here. And this is looking at gearing up for a breakout. We got our breakout, right? We got a throwback, and now we're pushing higher here. This is our high to break. Obviously, 658 billion for altcoin market cap. Above here, altcoins are really going to start to send. And just like zooming out on this chart, this is what we're looking at. This just looks like a blip of consolidation for in a larger uptrend, right? Zoomed out. So that's what I'm watching. I'm watching altcoin market cap. I'm watching total. ETH BTC will rally eventually. I'm not too worried about it because our ETH betas and our other altcoins are printing right now. So not something you want to wait for, in my opinion.
Definitely not. Definitely not something you want to wait on. Oh, what do you have there?
Doge, we were talking about this on Tuesday. Just putting in a weekly breakout meat stick to the upside here. I know there's some big players out there that are calling for lower on Doge. I would say likely not, right? Likely not. We put in a decently long consolidation here, back testing our bear market support. We put in a huge base during the bear market. We broke out earlier this year. We've been since back testing, consolidating, retesting this demand as support. And now we're starting to see that flip higher and that flip of trend. So, at BB, if you're in the Discord, I was, giving the call to accumulate Doge down here, under 11 cents. Because, above 11 cents, it's going to start to run. And that's exactly what we're seeing here. Just pushing higher here and doing what Doge likes to do, which is basically do nothing. And then when it moves, it moves, right? So, it's great to see Doge, coming back to life here, which is great for our meme coins. Yes, it's an older coin, but it is, the original OG meme. So that's, you don't want to look at Doge and be like, it's just Doge. But like, you want to see Doge succeed, right? Because if Doge is succeeding, that means our other memes will likely also succeed. So I think that's great for the meme thesis. And that's why I was preparing for this Doge move. The chart looked great. And now we're seeing some push to the upside. So love to see that as well. Another profitable trade so far. We're up 30 something percent here. On an easy play, on a safe play. Like, love to see it. I don't see us coming back down here. Like, there's no reason to come back down here, right?
Mhm.
In my opinion,
Now, are
we've
you
done the basic.
buying Doge, Louis?
I was buying Doge. Yeah, I was buying Doge for the fund, down in this area, 9.5, 10 cents. So we're already in profit on that trade, and now we just get to sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride. That's how I love to play things. I'm not chasing.
Lou,
I'm getting. Go ahead.
let me ask you a question, brother. Do you think Doge makes an all-time high this cycle, or do you think it plays off similarly to how Neo ended up playing out in 2021, where in the previous cycle it ended up being the talk of the town? It was the altcoin to own, and there's a possibility that Doge might end up pulling that play. But I mean, we all know, right, that if Murad's thesis really is correct this cycle, and we end up having a new meme coin, whether it's Pepe, a Poo, Giga, whatever, new meme coin that ends up being in the top 10, we all know that it's kind of like a ripple effect, right? And you'll probably have some memes, potentially even like a SHIB getting damn near close to its all-time high. We had EOS almost making all-time high, Neo double top last cycle towards its 2017 all-time high. But I know you've been paying attention to the Doge chart quite frequently, man. So, like, what's your what's your vision for your Doge trade?
So obviously, locally, just a normie target, right? You have your wedge high, 22 cents. That's just the target for the breakout from this falling wedge consolidation, which is another 60% upside. But I think we get above this easily. And to answer your question, yeah, I get what you're saying, right? Because like we've seen in the past, like 2017 tokens that did extremely well in 2021. They do this similar pattern where they made insane highs 2017, and then in 2021 they performed decently well, right? But they did something like this, right, and came down and made they never actually came back and came back and broke new all-time highs. They went on a nice run, probably did a couple 100% move, 400, 500%, but they made that lower high, right? And then they continued to dwindle back down lower. So that's what Wabi's referencing to. And that's something that, time will tell. I don't have like a strong stance on it. What I would do, right, is wait to see how it react coming up to these levels, right? This is your basically complacency shoulder high that basically brought us back down to the bear market lows, right? So what I would be looking for is if we, get up here, continue higher, get back above this, these highs here around what is this, 35 cents. I'll be watching if we hold above here. If we could hold, I think we have a good chance of retesting, at least coming back to the old all-time highs. If we come above here and start to trade back below it, I would be more concerned about it not, coming back and retracing back to the old highs and making new highs. So I'm going to be watching for that scenario once we get back up to 35 cents. Because if we can do, I can see something where we come up here and do that, that 2021 cycle, for like previous cycle tokens, right? So I'm in wait and see mode. I'm not going to make a bold prediction on it just yet. I would like to see how it react up here, above here and hold up here, and buyers continue to step in. Maybe this happens, and then retail starts to be like, oh wait, Doge is pumping again. Let me just get back on my Coinbase app or my Robinhood app and just start buying Doge again, right? It just really
Yeah,
depends how retail reacts, as well as the chart. I'll be watching for how we act on this level to give me that information. But I think minimum we get back to 35 cents, back to these complacency shoulder highs, and then go from there. So even from here where we're at now on Doge, it's not your 10 to 100x, but you have another 1.5 x to go here before you have to worry about making that decision, in my opinion. So
yeah,
if you size up on these plays, you can make some decent money, right? And not worry about waking up and all your money being gone. So, different strokes for different folks.
yeah. And one other thing that I want to throw out there is that when you had all of these tokens from a previous cycle pump, and I'm even also referencing, XRP, and even Monero and Litecoin, once they started to rally, I think it was in the middle of Q1 of 2021 and then early Q2 of 2021, that's when the entire market, for the most part, began to top. And, as we saw with Doge, when Doge started to pump back in like, late February, early March, the market soon topped after that. So I'm sort of thinking that, the bat signal up in the sky, to start sort of scaling out, at least into majors, would be some of these dino tokens beginning to move massively, right? Um, what are your thoughts on that, man?
Yeah, no, I would agree. That would line up with what we've seen previously. I think a lot of the Dino coins start to pump sooner. In my opinion, I think a lot of people are under allocated to them, and I think it's going to catch people off guard. But like we've said, there's a lot of opportunities on chain, right? There's a lot of stuff that you could just put $1,000 in and make like a 4 to 5x in a couple days or even a week versus wait. For those Dino coins, you're probably going to have to wait a little longer for those returns. just because there's previous bag holders from previous cycles that you're going to hit some sell pressure a lot sooner. But I mean, I think they are going to pump. There are a lot of tokens that people have forgotten about that are just sitting on their floors. I think if you're getting positioned in them now, I think looking back a month from now, you're going to be way higher than where we're at now, and people will start bidding it then versus bidding it now. So I think it happens soon. Like I think we're seeing it now. But there's other stuff that will pump later in the cycle as well, like you're talking about.
Yeah. And BTC right now, is we're streaming here on this show, is actually in the process of having one of its biggest daily closes ever. And if Asia doesn't dump us, boy oh boy, man, I think what we've been saying, right? BTC actually making an all-time high before the election might actually just happen, right? It's never happened before, but and you guys saw we made an all-time high before the halving. And history, as you guys can see from the profile picture I have, shout out to Z who made this GIF for me. History doesn't repeat itself, but it often rhymes, right? And I mean, we can't ignore what's happening in front of us. We're repeating almost the exact same thing that occurred around this time last year. And what Tucker said is also pretty true, right? Like when you look at the others chart, a lot of that downside price action happens from these huge tokens that have these outrageous market caps that were really only traded for a season, right? Like Celestia now has a ton of unlocks that puts pressure on downside. Same thing with things like Athena, right? ENA, a lot of these tokens, right? They're likely the probability of them hitting all-time high due to supply and demand is very, very, very minimal, right? Some of these tokens actually need like 2 times, 3 times the buying power that they had earlier this year for them to reach all-time highs. And I think the biggest thing to focus on, honestly, is what we've been focusing here at BB, which is honestly just meme coins, right? I think taking a look at the meme coin market cap, right, that's probably the indicator that you want to look at more so than others. And from what I remember, I think the all-time high for the meme coin sector was at about 30 bill, right? And to me, my target is basically, the all-time high for SHIB and Doge from last market cycle at the very, very, very minimum. Just given the extremities that we've seen here, guys. As you guys know, right? If you're active on Solana, we've had many, many plays that have gone from zero to billions, right? We had Whiff, we had Popcat. We might even have Goat. Shout out to Tucker for seeing that thing at
There
like
were a no,
eight.
I can't take credit, Wobby. I can't. We played
Dude,
it,
that
but there
that
were some
thing is,
guys in the Discord who found it
yeah.
far before I did.
Yeah, and that thing is almost at 500 million, man. So you've had all these plays on Solana going from zero to billions, and you got to ask yourself, like, is this going to happen on Ethereum? Hell yeah, it's going to happen on Ethereum, man. People underestimate what happens to the market once Ethereum gets rolling, right? You don't have to be, bullish ETH the token for having extreme amount of upside gains, but what you should be bullish on is the on-chain wealth effect once ETH starts pumping. Once ETH starts pumping, that means everybody is making money. Even people on, ecosystems that you might not like, right? Like AVAX, right? Or Phantom or any of these other old L1s, right? So I do think the fact that we've even had something on ETH like Pepe and Mog reach escape velocity where they go from zero to trade into billions. I do think that's probably going to happen to Ethereum once again once it clears its all-time high, which in my opinion, I think ETH breaks all-time high right around Christmas time. I would say Christmas, early January, right around there. And historically speaking, once Ethereum breaks its previous cycle all-time high, you usually have like 90 to 120 days, 3 to 4 months of extreme upside gains for your altcoins. So it's time to get excited, boys. It is time
So,
to get
Wabi, you're
excited.
saying that what we've seen so far out of meme coins has actually occurred in subprime or not the most optimal conditions for gains, if I'm understanding
Basically,
you correctly.
basically, Max, and I mean, you've covered this extensively. The most important data point to realize is that IWM is not in price discovery, right? And honestly, like, it's likely the biggest indicator of where we're at within the crypto market cycle. Once you see IWM in price discovery, people will remember, the amount of opportunities that you have in the crypto space, specifically on Ethereum, right? Last market cycle, if you weren't on Ethereum, you missed out on a ton of gains, right? And all it takes is a few daily green candles for there to be some new project being built on the ETH L1, right? And like we said, Max, right? Like tokens like Andy, tokens like Wolf, and tokens like Pepe, right? All of those escape velocity type moves occurred while, number one, while IWM was still suppressed, and number two, majors were not in price discovery, which is the most important factor in this entire market, because retail or normies, right, people that add liquidity to take this market to new macro cycle highs, they don't care about this industry until they hear, hey, did you hear that Bitcoin made an all-time high? Did you hear that Solana made an all-time high? Did you hear that Ethereum made an all-time high? Once you have that bat signal, you basically have about 90 to 120 days to get a big meat of the move. And I'm talking plays like akin to a Luna last cycle in Q1. Within a matter of 8 weeks, Luna went from 30 cents to almost $20, right? And I mean, we haven't seen that yet, right? It's been very quiet, right? Like, if you haven't been playing meme coins for the most part, or doing these little rotations between these obscure AI tokens, you haven't really done much. There hasn't really been much to do at all this market cycle, unless you played Injective or Caspa, right? The opportunity has been very minimal outside of the on-chain markets.
That's true. I think we need to I think we need to do a little boys club analysis, Max, potentially, because we have
You want
Wolf up
you
20
you want to
right
look
now.
at the index, bro?
Yeah, we can look. I'll
Could
look
you
at the
explain what
index.
this is? Tucker created an index for the
Yeah.
boys club.
Hold on, let me pull it up one sec. I gotta turn off the formula so no one can get it outside of the Discord, of course. Okay.
Tucker did this one night. It was like 11:30 p.m. my time, and this man is up at his desk messaging me and Tommy with his grand master plan of creating not just a ticker, not just a pair, but weighing Wolf, Pepe, Brett, Andy, all equally adjusted by market cap against each other. And here's what he came up with. Explain this,
Had to
Tucker.
be done. Yeah, so it's just like Max said, right? This is the boys club. This is Brett, Pepe, Wolf, and Andy equally weighted by market cap. Um,
And why do you do that?
so
Why do you do that? What's the
how
point of
did I
doing that? Well, what's the point of
so that we
equally
can
weighting them?
so that we can see not how they trade against each other, but how they trade together, right? Because it's easy. We look at how they trade against each other all the time, right? We pair them all against each other, and you guys kind of know, the rotations we talked about, like off the bottom. So probably like a month and a half ago, I was saying it's going to be Wolf, and then it's Andy, and then it's Brett, and then it's Pepe, and that's exactly what happened. And we can look at this index, but also another point is that's kind of happening again right now, right? I'm seeing Wolf up 20, Brett and Andy up equally right now, but I'm expecting that to change pretty soon. So here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking Wolf is going to break out, then Andy is going to break out of this level, of this end of September high. And if you can catch a pattern here, well, Brett has technically already broken above its September high, but it was beaten down a lot worse than the other ones were, honestly. It hadn't really made that, like, it hadn't really made this move yet. So I like where it's holding, though. We can change the color of this box finally from red to green. There we go. That looks better. Yeah.
Much better.
So then Brett, send, and then Pepe. So just rotating low market cap to high market cap up the risk curve. So we're seeing it start with Wolf. I want to see it begin with Wolf.
And
If we're
Wolf
going to
let
see
off
the
the
same
lows,
thing.
guys. Wolf let off the
Exactly. That's
lows,
what I'm
then
talking about. Like
Andy. Yeah.
that move right there. Yeah, we want to see that again. We want to see Wolf break that high with conviction, and then we'll see Andy, then Brett, then Pepe. So all rolled into one. That's what you get.
And you adjust them by market cap because Pepe is a $4 billion meme and Wolf is still sub 100 mil, but not for long. So
Yeah.
to get equal representation, you can't just look at them, plus each other. Pepe's too big.
Yeah, because if you just put them all together, you just add them all together. Pepe, you're just looking at the Pepe chart basically, or the Brett chart. So, yeah, it's a good little representation. But this
And
chart
the way
looks
I view this too is, guys, it's like we've talked about, diversifying amongst all of them, getting exposure to all of them for different reasons. So if you were to just own 25% Pepe, 25% Brett, 25% Andy, 25% Wolf, this is effectively what your portfolio looks like. Okay.
Yeah. And if you're just full port boys club, which I know a lot of people are, like this is if you have like a portfolio tracker or something, this is probably what your portfolio looks like, honestly. Which is funny. But yeah, I think you're getting that in the near future. Which is again not an insignificant move, right? That's like almost a 3x on your full port with haste. And then you don't even want to talk about the other targets. I mean, look, this is 34 billion. Like Pepe's probably going to do that on its own, So this is not like a global top scenario, right? Like this is probably like your first top, and then you do that, and then it's just bang, right? And then that's probably, well, I don't even know, because a quarter of that, you're probably, yeah, I'd say you're probably gonna make it up here, honestly. We could put it in log and see where the 1618 is too. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna go off of. I'm gonna go off the log 1618.
Which is
Tucker,
just
the
above the linear
1618, brother.
2.618, right?
Yeah, pretty much confluent with that. Yeah. What did you say, Wabi?
I was saying the 1618, man, the dreaded four numbers, man. But lately, man, that fib extension has just been honestly irrelevant to a lot of these memes, dude. I think Fwag blew through the 1618. Same thing with some of the other plays that we've played in the Discord, like Sigma, just blew through the 1618. Same thing with Goat. I think Prometheus was drawing a line and he's like, all right, the 1618 is at like 6 mil, and that's it. And speaking of Goat, Tucker, do you think like the fact that we've now seen a new token on Sol blow through that threshold of 200 to 300 million, right? And Goat's currently trading at damn near 400 million, right? Like, do you think that is bringing back hope to the trenches, not only in Sol, but potentially maybe ETH, now that you have BTC leading? And usually there's always some sort of new token on an L1 that brings back the attention to that ecosystem. So I know you've also, been trailing GOAT and all that stuff. And I think like it's probably going to be a ripple effect akin to, what occurred with Popcat. When Popcat went over $1 in September, and I know Tommy was looking at that asset, over the next few weeks on Sol, things started to go quite crazy. But I'd like to get your thoughts on that, man, because we've even had like uh, some newer tokens on ETH, right, starting to catch wind. I think one of them is the ticker is PAI. It's some AI token, and the Discord was talking about that in the Trenches channel at like 20 mil, and since then it's gone up, you know, absolutely berserk, right?
Yeah, this thing has gone crazy. I don't know if this is a real wick or not, but because I was looking to get in this, but it was like up here, and I was like, no, I'm gonna wait. But yeah, it's one of those low cap AI. I think it's called parallel AI. But the guys in the Discord found this thing early, man. They found this thing early. So, yeah, no, I'm not in it, but yeah, I
So
mean, you're
do you
probably
think? Do
what's
you
up?
think Go? I want to.
Oh, the goat.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, dude,
yeah.
I do think yeah, the fact that goat blew what's it at right now? I wish I could get it on TradingView, but I
It's almost
can't.
at 400 mil market cap, man. And I'm kind of thinking like,
Let's see. It's at
anytime we've seen these,
427 mil, bro. It's above 400.
I mean, I think we've been pumping throughout this live stream, but
Yeah.
last time I saw it, like an hour or two ago, it was at like near 400 millish, something like that.
Yeah,
But
it's at
like,
430 right now, bro.
yeah, yeah, it is. It is what it is, right? Big Hagrid was right. Big Hagrid was
I mean,
right.
dude,
It's
I traded it. It was a great trade, but I should not have sold it as early as I did. I sold it like just under 100 mil. Now it's
so,
at
so, so, so,
12.
so Tucker, from a sentiment perspective, brother, like, do you think this gives hope back to the trenches? And what I mean by that, to add some context, is that we might not see all the PvP that's been going on, but more like a transition to PvE, player versus environment, right? Where everything is more fruitful and there's just not as many Jeets on chain. So instead of like things jeeting when they reach 15 to 20 mil, they end up, being escape velocity type plays.
I mean, I think the real takeaway from GOAT is that your 300 mil ceiling from Sol altcoins is probably broken, right? Because you saw Mudang do it and then absolutely get fried afterwards. Um, but yeah, I mean, if Go can keep, I mean, it's a crazy concept, right? Like Mark Andreessen gave an AI 50K in Bitcoin and it created a meme coin, basically, is what happened. So, I mean, that's a pretty wild narrative. But I mean, I kind of selfishly, I want it to locally top so that people can actually rotate into hashtag my bags, of course. But I think it probably, I mean, when it does somewhat locally top, the wealth effect is going to be wild, right? The wealth effect it's already created is pretty wild. So, um, yeah, yeah, it's crazy, but yeah, hopefully that ceiling can get broken. I mean, Popcat, Whiff, they all broke it, obviously, but it was the way it worked was like, if this was your ceiling at 300 mil, it was like this, and then Mudang did that, right? But if it's Popcat or Whiff, they did this, and then a billion. So yeah, it's my take on Goat. I think Retardio looks pretty good here, though. Looks pretty good.
Tucker, how about Mumu on Soul, man? Did you look at that one yet?
It's a good question. I have not yet.
I
Oh
like how that
man,
chart looks a lot.
so I know, dude. So do I. I just think it's lagging so hard. Like
Max, is
clear.
it Mumu like part of the boys club thing too? Is he a part of the comics, or like is
No,
it
I think
actually
it's like a 4chan meme, but
Oh,
it's
okay.
it's kind of like the bull market mascot, man. It's
Mhm.
I don't know. I mean, it's looking really good, honestly. It looks like it's just gonna have like a god candle right through that golden pocket that Tucker has drawn.
Yeah, no, it looks crazy. It looks
And there's
crazy.
a
I think
on
it's
chain, there's a
exciting.
huge wick on that. I don't think this chart shows it all the way,
No, it
but
doesn't. That's real though. That wick was somebody shoving 2 mil in one clip.
Operation Shove the Wick.
Yeah. I mean, there's a 3x from current price. That's like what, 400 mil basically. So
Tucker, does that align with the fib extension, brother, or is that just like some
what do you
massive wick?
mean?
Like where that wick is at, what is it, 400, 800 mil? Where would that
Uh
fib extension land?
Well, I just the 1618 is on the screen, but the wick on deck screener is at 800 mil.
Could you pull up the deck screener chart? I'd love to look at it and see how the fibs line up with that. Because I feel
Yeah,
like that wick needs to get filled, man.
it does. It does indeed. Okay, let's pull
Because
that
it was a
up.
real buy too. I remember the day it came in, I was like, why did this person do that? They just cost themselves so much money.
2
Oh.
mil just shoved.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hang on, let's
I
pull
saw
this
something
up.
like that I think it was yesterday. I don't even know what meme coin it was, but like I think like he missed a decimal point and just like full ported into one meme coin by accident on Sol, and there's just a giant wick to the upside. And like he tweeted out, like, I've lost everything.
No.
I've lost
Like, oh my
everything. All right, can we see that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it looked like that.
All right, let's do it. Wait,
Could you imagine? Oh my god.
here we go. All right.
Let's draw some fibs, bro.
Look at the big dude. Yeah, it was somebody shoving 2 mil. All right.
Like that wasn't an MEV bot, guys. That was real.
I mean, you want me to draw a fib from there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hang on, let's do a. Okay, yeah. 1.2
mean-
bill.
I think first TP's your golden pocket at 500 mil.
Yep.
And then cycle top, target a bill.
I mean, yeah, just look at this chart though. It just looks so good. I want to keep the 1618 in there. Yeah. I mean, guys.
And then maybe draw a horizontal line from like the reaccumulation range that we're in, like the range high of the reaccumulation range, just right across it.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's
that looks
basically
like a
there.
Cheeto.
It is a Cheeto. And look at this, just the higher lows. It's so ready. It's so ready.
And if you just chart it against something like Solana, you know, like how does Mumu Sol look against Sol USD, right?
We'd have to switch back, which I can
Actually, no,
do.
you can do it right here, right here. See right up
How?
top where you can select market cap at the very top.
Oh, wow. I literally never used that feature.
Because I feel like this will give you some good insights. I mean, it's going to look the same, but it's like you would only hold Mumu. Same reason you hold the boys club is to outperform ETH, right? You pair it against ETH, you do the same thing. Mumu Sol. How's it
Mhm.
look against its L1? And that
I mean,
looks.
the thing has never not put in a higher low.
Can you invert the chart just for fun?
Crazy. Yeah. Oh, it's over.
It's over. Cooked.
It's over, man.
Sayonara, baby.
That thing just rolls. Wow.
Yeah.
Goodbye. Nice knowing you.
On log. I think it might even look better on log.
Why is that giving me Mog vibes right there? Like the initial part of it.
I know. That's crazy. Yeah, no, this is gonna be a quality performer, I think. An outperformer soon. I mean, it's just been lagging, right? Like you saw the new ones. You saw like Fwog, you saw Retardio, you saw, obviously Goat, Moo Dang. Like there's been all these other ones that have gone. This thing came out when? At the top. This thing came out March 11th.
Dude, that's basically the same thing we talked about with Jackass yesterday, where Andy has never existed during a time where its L1 has gone up a lot, only down.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Andy, Wolf, Mumu even all launched pretty essentially. Same with Brett even. All launched basically at the Pico top. So that's crazy, man. That chart's going higher. I can feel it. I can feel it.
Objectively, the structure looks good.
It does.
Yeah.
It does.
Louis, what are your thoughts, man, on what's going on within Solana, man, and what are your thoughts on this chart with Mumu?
Yeah, I mean, Sol is on fire, obviously on chain, and that's what we've seen, right? Like, I feel like end of last year, early 2024, we saw Sol lead, the market, right? You saw the Sol on chains just absolutely going nuts. And I think it's a testament to the Sol traders, right? The people that are on Sol, I think, are way more risk adverse, right? They have more of that gambling risk on type appetite, and that liquidity slowly but surely found it, like last time we saw this, slowly but surely found its way back to ETH, but Sol led, right? You saw it initially on Sol, and then it trickles down to the rest of the market. So, there's great opportunities on Sol, 100%. And you can see it in the liquidity and in the volume, right? Like there's so much more volume right now on Sol meme coins than there are like your ETH, and your base chain, right? But but I think a lot of that will start to flow back to ETH once ETH breaks out here, which it's pushing for a breakout as we speak, So um I wouldn't recommend, like, if you're positioned in some ETH coins that are, looking okay right now, that are like that you think are going to have a good future over the next 6 months, I wouldn't recommend selling those to go chase beta on Sol right now. If you were positioned on Sol the last couple months, yeah, you made a killing and you were there early, right? So I wouldn't recommend that, but having some exposure to Sol on chain stuff, I think, is definitely the way to go. And if you don't want to do that, and you're more comfortable on ETH, it's basically finding those winners that you think that are going to be the winners for the meme cycle, and then getting positioned in those before the liquidity comes and that volume comes, because once again, if you're not positioning now and you're just chasing what's moving at the moment, you're going to be chasing the rest of the cycle. Like I like to be positioned before the move occurs. So yes, have I missed some moves? Absolutely. But I'm patient enough to wait, because I know eventually it will come. But I mean, Sol is where it's at right now. There's no denying it.
Can
And
someone
you can see it.
explain this chart to me, Goat? I don't I don't understand what's happening here.
It's unbelievable. So some guys in our Discord found it down here. I shoved it right here, and I'm pretty sure we took it off basically here, because that was a nice trade with some size. But there are some guys in our Discord still holding this thing, and
Oh my
it damn
gosh.
near touched 500 bill. So
Why is it pumping so hard? Like, what's going on? I've seen so much about it. I know nothing about it.
literally, Mark Andreessen gave an AI $50,000 in Bitcoin, and it created this on its own. It created a
Really?
shitcoin, a meme coin on its own, and it's running a
Wow.
Twitter account on its own and tweeting about its own coin.
He basically hired an AI to goon and bullpost his token so it can mog everything, brother. Like, this thing has been up only while most things during its bulk of the move has been bleeding. But we have seen some recovery like over the last 2 days though, which is something that I do like. But this thing is a beast, man. This thing is a beast.
Mhm.
I
Now,
was
was it
definitely
That's a
just
crazy story, man. That's
was it designed
absolutely
to like
insane.
make meme coins, or was it like, here's 50,000 in BTC, like do what you think can extract the most value from the market, and then it was like, I'm gonna make a meme coin, or was it like, here, make a meme coin with this money? Because if it just decided to be like, okay, I'm looking at the market,
No,
looking,
it decided to create a
that's
meme coin on its
that's
own. I'm pretty sure.
insane. It just took all the data from the whole crypto market. It's like, I'm gonna make a meme coin.
Yeah, literally.
That's
That's incredible.
crazy.
That's
That's
incredible.
crazy. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
That's
and
awesome.
it's on Moonshot. I mean, I am seeing, like, you're seeing volume drop off and everything, but it's
Yeah,
beast.
I would definitely sell some here, but what do I know?
I mean, yeah, if you bought it down here, might as well,
Yeah.
but unreal.
You got to get some of that AI.
Someone just said, just sold my second wife to buy more. I'm so bullish, man.
Winter
Uh,
Mute holds 1%, Dorito. I did not know that. Yeah, so that's the goat narrative, but I mean, there's a bunch of stuff. Yeah, I mean, I could dive into a bunch right now, but we probably shouldn't. I'm gonna take deck screener off. All right, put Louis. I'll put you up real quick.
Yeah, this is the breakout I'm watching for on ETH here. You got this local, downtrend type bottom structure, you want to call it. Take away the wicks. You're looking at, a little inverse head and shoulder guy, right? Um, and that's locally. And then if you zoom out, right? If you zoom out, we have this just massive falling wedge type structure, where price is pressing both of those right now. And I was saying it on the morning call this morning for our Discord guys, like a breakout of these two levels is confluent. So a breakout of these two levels should give us the juice, you know, to start really moving here. And that's basically the move I'm waiting for. Because like once you see this, like Wabi was saying, ETH's going to come alive with force. And I think we're going to see a lot of liquidity flood back into on-chain ETH as well, and stuff like that. And we're already seeing the betas front run that a bit, the more popular ones. So yeah, I mean, ETH looks primed. RSI confirmed breakout of its downtrend. We were tracking this for months. Just churning higher on the RSI. Already broke the downtrend, so price should follow suit to the RSI eventually, which I think we might even get today, the way it's looking. So, um, yeah, that's basically what I'm waiting for, and that's what I'm positioned for. I really like it. What else should we look at here?
Dude, ETH really needs to break out here. It is so much stuff is just waiting to just pump like crazy if ETH can move above 2,800.
Yeah,
It's trying its
just-
hardest.
it really is. I saw the ETH ETF flows were positive yesterday, which is a good sign. Because a lot of this downwards pressure we've been seeing is due to the grayscale ETH ETF, right? Just a total massive amount of ETH on the balance sheet. People trying to escape that product just due to high fees, similar to what we saw with the Bitcoin ETF, right? Bitcoin ETF launches. Grayscale has a huge bag with a way higher prices, fees than the rest of the competitors. So people want to take money out of that product and put it into a product where their prices and fees are cheaper. And eventually that that retracement we saw on the Bitcoin ETF launch was followed by an 80% uptrend to the upside. And I think ETH is going to see the same thing. We're finally starting to see those sell-offs from the Grayscale ETH product slow down, and the buying power is actually now overtaking that sell pressure from the ETF product from Grayscale, and that's why I think all the pieces are coming together for ETH to finally start to flip this trend back to the upside, in my opinion. So everything's coming together. You just got to be patient. In the meantime, want to play on Sol, go for it. I mean, there's a lot of opportunity there. But this looks imminent to me, in my opinion. I would really like to see ETH start to lead again. It was leading a couple like back here on these moves like last week, end of last week. ETH was leading Bitcoin for a couple days, and that was like a little teaser to what I think we're going to see, where ETH is just going to start leading the market higher once Bitcoin dominance is finally done. Just putting meat sticks in our face.
I will revisit the date. Man, October 22nd, October 23rd was the breakout in 2020 and 2023. I think next week is it, guys.
Imminent.
Because here's the thing, this chart goes from looking like a breakdown to a giant bear trap if you get above that key reclaim, Louis, right there. And that can be
That's
really
what we
powerful.
do. We gotta get back above this range. Back in here, all bets are off because we reclaimed market structure, and a false breakdown to a reclaim of a massive market structure such as this is extremely bullish. Just it's a failed breakdown. That's just extremely bullish in my opinion. And there's no reason why we shouldn't see that.
We will see it. We will indeed see it, Louis.
We will manifest it.
We're gonna teleport to like 3,200 in the next like 3 weeks. It's gonna happen.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. These levels. You break
And then
these
you'll
two
sell off. You'll
trends.
probably sell off right back to that level you have after you get above it.
Yeah.
And then everyone, oh, it's over, and then see ya.
Yeah.
Let
Short
Q4
range
resume.
lows.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll start to short down here, range lows.
Short
It's breaking
support
down.
again. Yeah.
Boom. See you later. Yeah, I agree. I think it's going to be something like that because like a break of these two trend lines here is going to be significant. It's not going to be a little blip. So you break these two trend lines, you get a nice pop. People, late longers get euphoric over here, start to sell off. Then it's over boys come out at range low support, and then you see the extended move.
The it's
continuation.
over, boys, Louis.
It's over, boys.
It's over. Hades next.
Oh man, I'm so ready, man. We've been here for a long time. The minimum deposit for BB Wealth Management is $50K. Wavy AB. Wavi Avi. Wavy AB.
Wabi.
I don't know. It's $50K.
What else you looking
Yeah.
at, Lily?
I feel like I kind of ran through a lot of it. I'm just looking at the lot. It's all the same stuff, man.
Wait, will you do something for me? Will you chart Sol BTC?
Yeah, sure. I think I got Sol here somewhere. And then I'll just tack on BTC. No, it's SNX. There it is. Oh, it's features. I don't like that one. I'll do that one instead.
We'll get to that, Marsh. We'll get to he's super chatted, he wants Caspa. But we'll do that in a second. I promise. You will not be forgotten. All right, yeah. What do we see in here, Louis? High time frame. What's like the week? What do you see on the weekly?
Yeah, well, it's gonna look the same, but let's do the weekly. I agree.
You
I
never
see a
know.
massive consolidate. Just symmetrical triangle consolidation. Just price pinching to an apex, and these are continuation patterns, right? You had your uptrend, your consolidation, chop, 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 and then your continuation, right? At least probably back to here. Yeah, this looks like a continuation gearing up for Sol BTC. Yeah, it looks way stronger than ETH BTC, that's for sure. And this is your level. You want to get above this. This is like your complacent shoulder from the bear market. Above here, you're bullish. If you can't get back above here, you'll see Bitcoin outperform and this will roll over. But right as of now, this is just consolidation before a next move higher.
Louis, give me a macro 1618.
From here.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's where it peaks out.
It really has to break up here. And just based on the activity that I'm seeing on Solana, if we are heading into a Bitcoin price discovery breakout, you have to think that this is a bullish structure. I'm a little bit indifferent on it because it just seems a little, I don't know, it feels heavy. Like if this was just like shitcoin USD, I'd be like, I don't know. Just kind
It's
of
like
feels
that
a
failed
little.
head and shoulders,
But it's because I know that Sol is such a hot chain.
Yeah.
And we're
It
heading
proves
into a
time and time
Bitcoin
again.
breakout. You have to contextualize the pattern, right?
Yeah.
You have to.
That's the thing. That's why I feel like a lot of traders are missing context with their theses. It doesn't make sense. It's like they're just looking at their one chart in a bubble. You know what I mean? They're not paying attention to the context of where we are in a market cycle where historically Bitcoin goes into price discovery and then altcoins follow and then they take over and then they see a majority of the gains. Instead, they're just looking at their one chart. instead of the massive ecosystem as a whole. And that's where they're missing. They're missing the forest for the trees.
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
agree with you. And I'm gonna take the chart from you, unrelated to Sol, but just looking at this, just looking at others, it's really hard for me to be bearish a structure like this. You know, going all the way back here, you can see I've marked out the bear market range high. You know, this was that region right here, you know, that really capped us for many, many months, right? Stuck there, bear market range high for a long time. Capped us for like almost 2 years. Finally break out of it. Never got a proper retest. Came back down, finally retested it over here in August and September. And we started to break this downtrend, right? You've got all your, you know, you've got your whole structure right here, you know, your whole downtrend. Just like this. So when I look at this, I'm like, it's really hard for me to want to be bearish or even cautious a chart that looks like this at this phase, because now you are in a structured uptrend, you know, and I think the next move will take you up, you know, up into here. I do, you know, and then ultimately we'll see, you know, significantly higher, but it's just really, really hard for me to want to be bared up this chart right here. It's just incredibly difficult because the structure looks so good, right? And we've compared it as well to, you know, stocks. Like if we look here at SPX, this is one of my favorite examples. I think Tucker found it a while back.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we've seen structures like this play out before, you know, and look at how they typically resolve. You know, it's the same downtrend to uptrend, right? Here's your downtrend. And then you finally, I mean, you could extend it a little higher, right? So we could go, you know, right there. And then you finally break market structure to the upside right here. Market structure break. And then, you know, you're in this uptrend, and it won't look exactly the same, but you have to just look at it from a structural perspective and go, yeah, you know, we look pretty damn bottomed out here. You know, we look pretty damn bottomed out here. And we arguably just did this like right here. You know, we're kind of just like churning right here right now, somewhere in here. You know, just looking for higher. Just looking for so much higher.
Yeah, I think it's silly to look for anything else. I mean, others looks like it. Total 3 looks like it. Total 3 perfectly retested that trend line too. Others didn't quite do it, it looks like, yeah. But Total 3 did it to a T.
Should we knock out some super chats? I feel like we missed a bunch.
Yeah, they want Caspa, Jesus, and base Pepe.
God. All right, let's start with Caspa.
So Tucker, I'm sorry. What was that second ticker that you just said?
Jesus.
You're kidding.
No, I'm not kidding.
Like Jesus or Jesus?
Like your Lord and Savior, Wabi.
I'm not gonna say anything. Oh my goodness. Max, is this really how crazy the cycle's gonna be, brother?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I guess. Well, here's Caspa, guys. This is your must-hold level right here, and it's trying at this. Swept this capitulation wick low, which I really like, but it needs to hold this region right here, because if you don't hold this region right here, which it currently is trying to, and I like that there's also some demand right here. So I like this quite a bit. But if you don't hold here, then it's basically a given that you come down and deviate this range low at a minimum, like right in here. And then you could maybe move up. And I would say like worst case again would be down in here. But you really need to hold where you're holding. Otherwise it could get much, much, much worse. Right. But I like how this looks right here. This is pretty good so far. And I think that the best thing about the Caspa chart right now is that majors are looking good across the board. So like I have a tough time imagining Bitcoin going up with Caspa going down, right? Like Bitcoin's not going to go to 75K and Caspa's going to bleed. Like it will at minimum kind of get dragged up as a result, but then hold. One thing I could see potentially with Caspa is that it continues to underperform for a little bit. You got some additional supply up here now as well. So you could maybe expect like this. Bitcoin rallies to 75K, Caspa's up at 16, and then Bitcoin pulls back a little bit. Caspa kind of does like a 3 drive into the low and then moves up like this. 1, 2, 3, and then it moves up. So the chart just has some work to do, right? Like I feel like there's not a big rush to get back into it for me personally. So I like where it's holding, but it's got to hold here for sure. Otherwise, you're coming here. What else do we have? Remind me.
We had Jesus.
I don't know much about that one, so I haven't looked at that one yet.
Base Pepe.
I feel like if you're gonna name a token Jesus, then you have to donate all your profits to the church. Otherwise, that's bad.
I agree. I don't support that type of stuff.
Yeah.
Some stuff's got to remain sacred.
It feels like the ultimate grift unless you're doing it for charity.
The ultimate grift. That's real.
Yeah. Because you're just gonna get a bunch of people that have strong faiths to buy into it, and then it will go up, and then you'll dump, and then you'll buy a Lamborghini. That feels wrong to me.
Feels dirty.
Feels like a dangerous game to be playing. What else?
Base Pepe they wanted.
That's gonna be a Louis chart. So
yeah,
I want to see what you.
You want me to chart it?
I want to see what you see. I mean, what I see. Go ahead. Now I want to see what you see. Do you see what I see? Now I want to generally know your thoughts on this as well, Max.
Are you sure?
Are you sure? Yeah, I don't know.
Are you sure?
I don't know if you want that, Louis.
Louis, I will do this for you, but you have to deal with the consequences of an honest opinion, if there are any.
I want you to just look at the weekly first, real quick. I just want to point something out that I actually just saw that I like. If you look at the weekly regression from the candlesticks, right? Two up, 2 down, doji continuation. We got our 2 up, our 2 down. We're at our doji. So just looking at it as a weekly standpoint from candlesticks, I would like to see this pattern continue, right? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I wouldn't say there's a pattern yet because it only happened once.
Yeah.
But yes, I see what you're talking about.
Yeah,
If this
we're
holds
trying to
here,
form
the
it.
next week could be good.
Yeah.
Louis, don't make me do this, Louis. Don't make me do it. Don't make me do it. Don't make me do it, Louis. I will do it, but
give me the chart. Let's see here.
If you're bullish on it, then I'm bullish, Louis. That's really all I can say.
Yeah. No, that's fine.
I've told you in private what I think is going to happen, right?
Yeah.
And here's the thing. If Bitcoin goes up everything with value that has a good kind of story and holder base will do well.
Yeah.
I just, I've
Yeah.
seen some
So
structure that I think needs a little bit of work, but not too much.
yeah,
But go ahead.
yeah. So what we need here, right, is we've had a massive run. This was a leader coming out of the lows for especially for meme coins, right? What we need to see is we cannot get like below these levels here. This is where we're holding now is perfect, which is why I'm still bullish here on base Pepe. But we if we start to lose these levels, we can come down and retest demand down here, which we don't want to do. But you know what I mean? Like we've seen that with meme coins, right? They run, they tag. This is a 1618 tag, and then they kind of just go into another reaccumulation, similar to what we saw back here, right? The only difference now is that was during a market where we didn't have Bitcoin pumping, we didn't have ETH starting to pump. Um, and those things kind of lost momentum because there wasn't much liquidity. You know what I mean? People were just hopping around from coin to coin. But when you're in a bull market, that liquidity flows and continues to flow. And projects with good backings and good communities, we'll continue to see higher, right? So what we're seeing now is we're seeing another consolidation, right? We made a high, and we're starting to consolidate back into our old all-time high and major demand here. So we are holding where we need to hold. We filled a good part of this wick here, which you like to see. So that's good. So can this be the end of consolidation? Yes, but we need to start turning back up, right? We're starting to see that that rounding out, but we need to see it start to continue and work on breaking these local downtrends as well as getting back above this major supply area. Back above there, a next leg for base Pepe is definitely the move. We also need to see liquidity return to base chain, right? Because a lot of that liquidity is on Sol, right? So if we don't see liquidity return to base and ETH, this can continue consolidating for a while, right? But if you guys were watching earlier in the stream, you saw I showed the ETH chart, which is literally looks like it's going to break out. If not this week, next week, we should see liquidity return. This consolidation finishes up. And then we start to see, our downtrend break through supply, and then continue higher, very similar to how we saw here. And on the weekly chart, like I showed, that basically, looks like a possible, pattern forming. But like Max said, it's not guaranteed until we get, you know, after this happens once more, which would be, we had two up candles, two down candles, your doji, your pause candle, followed by two more up candles. We got our two down candles. We're at our doji. And my guess was we're right at this area. We're at this third weekly doji candle before, going for that next leg higher. So time will tell, but we're consolidating. We want to see money flow back to base and back to ETH. Which I think it can very easily happen over the next week or so if we do see a ETH breakout, in my opinion. So that's basically what we're waiting for here. But all in all, community is still strong, and nothing has changed as far as the fundamentals of how this token was launched, which I'm super bullish on. So that's basically my look for that. But we're just watching this consolidation and watching for a breakout locally, and we don't want to see these lows lost. So that's what you should be watching. If you're in something like base Pepe.
Very nice, Louis. Very nice. Doge breaking out, says Brad Morrison.
Oh yeah.
Study.
Yeah.
Study that.
Indeed.
I was telling everybody this thing's gonna run back above 11. It's gonna run. It's gonna do a Doge like move. See you later. Have fun chasing now.
Wolf.
Have fun chasing
God
now.
handling. He said Tucker break out the Romelia chart. No, that's a Discord exclusive, brother. I can't do that on YouTube. Not gonna happen, unfortunately. Things at like 15 mil. Can't do that. Oh man.
I do have to run. My son has a doctor's appointment, and I gotta man the ship and drive us over there. So I'll see you guys next week. Thanks for coming out. Hit the like button. And Tucker and Max, I'll talk to you guys later on the Discord call.
See you, Louis.
See you, Louis.
Peace.
Just us.
It's
Oh,
time.
wow. Whoa. Alabama. Go back.
What?
Go back. Hit
To
the
what?
back button. Just go back. Alabama man arrested for hacking SEC's X account. Whoa.
That you remember that when they
Yeah.
posted,
Oh, yeah.
they got him.
They got it. That's
And then
funny.
the Cointelegraph intern tweet after this one.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
Guys, here's the deal. Links in the description below. If you like Market Check, you will love our premium offerings. All right. If you're in the comment section, let them know how awesome what we offer is, guys. There's nothing else like it now. BB Terminal is officially out in beta. It is heavily discounted if you guys want to check that out before prices go up. We're adding a lot more indicators. You can pay with fiat or you can pay with crypto. Here's everything that you get. It's got portfolio tracking, derivatives data, heat maps, spaghetti charts, DCA indicators, on-chain stuff. Yes, Tucker, we're gonna do a little discount code. We're gonna do Charlie. We're gonna get you a discount code. All right. This one's still up from yesterday. This one's still up from
Charlie.
yesterday.
You're
You
killing
want
me,
25
Charlie.
off your first month, guys. Try it out. Tucker's cringing. It's okay. 25 off. It's fine. Trust me. Yeah, guys.
Yeah,
Look at the
there you go.
comments, guys.
Look at that.
Look at the
Yeah.
comments. Look at the comments. Come
It's
on
the
now.
only way.
If you just want to use the terminal, it's awesome. Check it out right here. If you want the package with the terminal and the Discord, guys, definitely check out one of these other two offerings. It's fantastic. I would definitely recommend Gold because we do basically 2 conference calls per day. It's absolutely fantastic. We do, I mean, it's Q&A, it's chart requests, it's private analysis stuff we don't talk about here on YouTube or on X, guys. We have positions channels where we update you on how us as the BB team are actually positioning and trading in these markets. It's really great. There is nothing like it out there. It is not like any other Discord you've been a part of. And again, we spent hundreds of thousands of dollars building out a custom trading terminal, the BB terminal, which all of our Discord members get for no additional cost. So definitely consider checking it out, guys. It is absolutely fantastic. And again, you can pay in crypto now if you want. Spend a lot of time on that. If that's not for you guys, check out the BB Academy. I made a free one. If you want to learn how to chart like you saw today here on Market Check, I made this free intro course you just put in your email. It's like a 2 or 3 hour course, I think. Shows you how to make beautiful charts. You need to do this. It's free, right? We don't make any money from it. It's free. But if you're going to be a trader and an investor, you need to understand how to make the data easier to read. Which is why a lot of people like what we do, is because we're good at charting. So we show you how to do that right here. If you really want to level things up and expedite your journey towards understanding these markets, check out the paid course right here, guys. Understanding TA and FA. Okay. A lot of people out there, us included, teaching for free. But if you really want to expedite your journey, learn everything you need, check out the BB Academy, guys. It's absolutely fantastic. Watch that funny little video about me too. But here's everything that you can learn. We spent about 6 months building this thing out. It's got all of our tips, tricks, secrets, strategies, all neatly compiled into one masterclass. And last but not least, guys, if you're like, hey, these guys are awesome, I really like them, I know they're smart, I've seen their trades play out, they're great, and you actually want us to manage capital for you, we now have an SEC registered hedge fund called the BB Wealth Management, guys. Called BB Wealth Management. The link to the X account is down in the description below. You can fill out a contact form. We will set up a meeting with you and get you everything that you want, right? How we do it, who we are, talk about strategies, fees, all that fun stuff, guys. we've onboarded a lot of money so far, and it's been going tremendously well. So hopefully you will consider diversifying and making BB Wealth Management part of your comprehensive crypto investment strategy. So would be happy and honored to talk about that with you guys. So join us somewhere, guys. Check out the BB Terminal. Check out the BB Terminal plus Discord packages right here. Use the discount code at the bottom for 25% off everything on our website for the first month. If that doesn't work out for you, consider BB Wealth Management. But at a minimum, if none of it's for you, we love you guys. Hit that like button before you go, and also subscribe to the channel if you guys are new here. We will see you guys Monday. Everybody have a great weekend and take care.